Well, the trailer dropped and I thought all was looking well. I just couldn't resist the temptation to want to see a good Marvel TV show. But with the the fight scene going up online over the past couple of days, I've got to say, once again, my hopes have been dashed. Let's have a chat about it after the scroll. Bonjour. Now, before I get on with everything, thank you everyone. Happy New Year to everyone, and thank you all for continually supporting my little channel. If you're subscribing, you know how sexy I think you all are. Thank you for doing so. Please, if you haven't already, it does help us little minnows out at the bottom of the food chain on YouTube, and even a little like does, and also comment, and it all, the whole kit and caboodle. Do the whole lot if you can, but one of the above if you can't. I appreciate it all. Anyway, so let's get into this Echo business. Excreted out by Disney, and what I've got to do is get in the habit of calling this shit Disney, because when I start calling it Marvel, it hurts. It hurts because I've been a comic fan all my life, and particularly a Marvel fan, and particularly a Daredevil fan. So you can appreciate why, when the Echo, that Netflix-esque, quite a violent trailer come out for Echo, you can see why I allowed myself again to be reeled in by Disney. I just thought, oh wow, because originally it was 8 episodes. Feige, at some point last year when they was all having a moment over there at Disney, he said, no, this is crap. And now it's 5 episodes. And it's supposed to be more adult. And they're doing it, they're calling it the Marvel Spotlight series. You know, just another little something stupid to do with Marvel. Which doesn't have any place anywhere to do with anything. Other than Echo is a Daredevil character. Now, I've got some comics here of her original first appearance, so we're going to have a look at them in a minute. Only the covers, because I'm going to do one of my classic comic deep dives on these, because it shows you it's from the artist particularly that worked on a lot of the graphic novel. Joe Quesada, who's now I think he's the publisher or editor-in-chief over at Marvel now. Joe Quesada was the artist on this lot, and the writer David Mack, he created Echo. Now she was deaf in the comic, but her ability was to perfectly mimic anything she saw. So she was deaf, she's got that disability, but the reverse of Daredevil, and even her origin story in the comic, is you can see echoes of Matt Murdock's journey. It was a really nicely done origin of Echo, who was the daughter of one of Kingpin's associates, his partner, one of his partners, years, 20 years ago, and he promises to look after his daughter upon his death. Now, other than that, I don't want to say too much. I don't know if that's going to be spoiling it. That's if Disney follow the source material. Now, I know Disney excreted, as I started before my little ramble, I'm not by now. I'll get back on the tracks now. I don't know when. I think Disney excreted Echo out in their version with Hawkeye. I could be wrong, because I didn't watch it all the way through. I couldn't stand it. So I don't know how well it's going to follow the comic origins, but the fact that they're getting Daredevil involved means that, yeah, and Kingpin is in the trailer. it kind of does suggest, which was good news for me, that trailer. It was good news. And no more than a month or so later, this fight scene's appeared on Twitter. Was it Twitter, or it was on the telly and then someone tweeted it out, or formerly Twitter, now known as X, whatever it is. I'm not in the Twitter sphere. I should be, I suppose. Anyway, I'm not. But I've seen it online, blah, blah. And it is absolutely atrocious. Now, I don't know. I couldn't make out whether or not this was something's leaked. Apparently, it was on the TV in the US. Now, I don't know, but if Marvel came out and said, guys, that's test footage for the stunts, for the stunt fighters and coordinators and actors, because obviously if you're going to do a good fight scene, I mean, you can just get a good stunt coordinator with the same build as what's his name, who plays Daredevil. Like in the Netflix Daredevil shows, the stunts were awesome, and there was never a point where you thought, oh, they've just swapped what's his name out for a stunt double. No. So if Marvel had come out and said, guys, don't know why that's on the telly, but that was a practice run for one of the more intense scenes, because it is a fight with Daredevil with his billy clubs and Echo, and she's grabbing a gun at the end and kneeing him in the face. Just kneeing him in the face, she's off by about that much. You see him go, oh! It's such a lame, but it falls well within the remit of Disney, which is, or appears to be, is to make every single Marvel character crap. He should be beating the living shit out of someone with them two billy clubs, and he kind of whacks her in the ribs and she just kind of rolls over and jumps back up again and then goes through him. I know this is all superhero things, so I'm not saying it's, but the gritty reality, even if she felt it, it's a fight. If they want equality, have him hit her and have her hit him back, like they did those fights so well in the particularly the first two series of that Netflix Daredevil. I mean, the hallway scene, the biker gang scene. I think it was series 3 where they did the prison escape and they done it as a one shot. Just stand out moments that you can't, that you can't get over and that you will rewatch. And this Echo, this just looks like an echo of all the other shit that Disney have put out. See what I did there? I'm quite proud of that one. And they're dropping them all. And so Feige's not cancelled it, but said no, stop to the main series of Daredevil and sort out Echo, make it more adult, as adult as Dismal Minus are going to get. And they're going to drop it all at once apparently. They're going to drop it all at once on a Wednesday afternoon. Now, normally they stretch it out for all us subscribers, so we get some enjoyment. We've got something to look forward to every week. Ooh. But no. So it already looks like they're just elbowing to get it all out, like pulling a plaster off. Do it quick, and move on. So these were all worrying things. This fight scene, the fact they're dumping it all on a Wednesday. I think it's a Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday in the US in the afternoon, and I think they done that with Willow, didn't they? They was kind of doing that with it. Although they didn't dump all the episodes of that, but that was genuinely funny, like laughing out loud entertainment, or LOL, as the youngsters call it now. So that's where we are with Echo. So this was just a quick little rant about the fact that I think I'm going to be let down again. Obviously, I will save my review. Obviously, I can't review it because I haven't watched it, but that was just a quick little rant. But let me just show you the amount of times, if you follow me for any length of time at all, you will know that I constantly question Disney on why they simply don't follow the source material. like Marvel did before Disney got it in their clutches, in their greasy, dirty, clammy, ridiculous. Oh, I could go on, couldn't I? I'll calm down. So, why they just can't stick to the source material. This was the first appearance of Echo, 1999. Look at the artwork on this cover. Look, Daredevil, Black Widow, and it was written by a guy called David Mack, and Joe Quesada's on the artwork. The Marvel Knights line, it was there was Punisher, Ghost Rider, you know, all the darker characters that they wanted to do more adult. No Comics Code Authority on it, so they went for it. Yeah. And yes, she was Native American, and yes, she was deaf, and I explained to her, look, that's her. Now, come on. I know that the actress who's playing it's not her fault. I'm not even saying she's a bad actress. A lot of the actors and actresses in these Disney shows are not bad. But my God, what they're spewing out, it is. So she has, I can't help feeling that she hasn't really got the look. But what they was trying to go for was like a new Elektra, you know, because this is like, as you can see from this cover, that's what he used to get up to with Elektra in the comics, and what they done with Echo. But it really did, what David Mack did was create a character that really did kind of slot in with some. I really enjoyed how she slotted in with Daredevil, and even the like I say, the origin story. But I'm only showing you the covers, but look, it's dark stuff, man. It's nice and dark. And then they swapped over because David Mack was the writer, artist, creator of a character called Kabuki. I don't think I've got any. I think I might have one Kabuki. And what that basically, it was written and drawn, like hand-painted artwork. It was set in the near future to Japan, and she was an assassin. So writing this, you can tell how gritty. Sometimes I will admit, like just reflicking through these before I put this video on, it was wordy. But do you know what? It really lent a weight to it, and then it got on with it. It was, you know, a bit wordy to start with, but you had to get the feel of it. And it really did go well, and the fact that she could just see things. Of it starts off when she's a kid and she's at a piano, and she's obviously deaf from birth, but she touches the piano and can feel, and then she can, just by looking, and she can just play. She was like a child prodigy, and then she can watch someone dance. You know, watch the best dancer in the world, and there was a lot of that kind of, she was in the arts kind of thing at the beginning of the story. So I don't know if they'll do that in the show, but that's a really nice way of showing her superpower. You know, inverted commas, a bit like Matt Murdock's, you know, superpower. It is. It's just that imaginative way of dealing with storylines. And so that Kabuki predated this by about five years, and that was an independent publisher. I forget what the publisher was. It was under a couple of different publishers. Anyway, but what he did, he took over. Now, Brian Michael Bendis took over the writing on Daredevil during this run. And again, you know, there's old, what's his name? I know they swapped to, did they swap him in the show? Yeah, they did. Oh, Ben Murdoch. Didn't bother me, to be fair. Yeah. But he took over the art duties and made it something, you know, something different. I mean, Quesada's artwork before that was good. But these were in, I'm just showing you these covers because these characters can be done well. They can be done well. And the source material is there. And it does not take a lot to just use these. Not kind of, I know it's not as simple as using these as your storyboard when you want to do a TV series. But my God, the Netflix people used a lot of this Marvel Knights, Daredevil and Punisher run. More Daredevil than Punisher, to be fair. They used a lot of it as a template for what they did. Like aesthetically, you know, the tone of it, the characterisation of Matt and Foggy. But anyway, Disney don't, and they won't. And if they do, I'll have to come back onto YouTube, won't I? And, well, just say and eat that old humble pie. I'll keep it ready. I'll keep it in the fridge, and I won't bother. No, I'll keep it in the freezer, and I won't bother defrosting it until I think it's next week. Is it? It excretes onto our screens. It slithers. It seeps. It oozes down and drips off into our screens. Therefore, I'm wrong. I'll say I'm wrong. Anyway, until then, if you followed this video this far, thanks a lot for that, and apologies for that little rant. But I just had to get that out of my system, and I will do. I think when the series comes out, let's look at some good. It might be the yin and yang of Disney, and me showing you the good stuff. So we shouldn't really hate Echo the character, because she was a decent character, and yes, she was Native American, and yes, she was deaf, and they didn't bang on about it in the comic. It was just the Kingpin had a Native American partner in crime, you know, casinos and stuff like that, and they used them for ill-gotten, blah blah blah. How easy was that? But one thing I will say before I go is she wasn't the biggest character, not even as big as Elektra. You know, if you're going to give a female character, and I know she was in the Netflix show, but Elektra has been running, and Black Widow, I can't do Black Widow, can they? But these female characters have been running through, but Echo was the least of them. But because of Disney's agenda, they go, oh, that one. And anyway, we all know the rest, don't we? So until next time, thank you for viewing my little video, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Until then, adios.